Welcome to another episode of Destination Bars. This is a Destination Bars for the Seed. The Seed album KO and Solomon Grunge teamed up on. Did they dynamic duo shit on. First, and we got the mogul in here with me to interview them on the album. Solomon KO, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing all right, man.
Man, looking lovely, feeling lovely, man. It's a good day. Bless you.
Woke up.
Yeah, that's definitely
right.
a blessing to wake up another day above ground. The mogul, what's good with you, bro?
What's going on, S.A.? What's up, Solomon Grunge and KO and Solomon Grunge?
Mogul.
Thank you, sir.
You know, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, to talk about the seed, to ask questions, to dig into you guys' chemistry. You know, shout out to Solomon with the videos in the background. Very strategic and smart.
Definitely.
Shout out to the Chicago Biggie, or should I say the Chicago KO?
You know it.
Nice.
Love it. Love
I'll
it.
take that. Hey, I definitely always take a biggie, man. I love storytelling anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what that whole album was basically about.
Yeah. We gonna definitely get into that on the storytelling part.
Yes, sir.
But first off, I want to kick it off with the we got the first thing you see when you see the album is the cover, the album cover, and I definitely can look at that cover and relate it to some of the songs and some of the interludes I heard. Just what I think about when I see that picture is like it's pretty much what I heard was chronicalizing chronological Black oppression.
Definitely
had a lot to do with that.
Good ears.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
What
Yeah, we go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was just about to say, what made y'all go that direction with the album cover? And did y'all come up with the album cover first, or the album cover followed the music?
I mean, you know, well, actually, I asked Solomon. I was like, man, I need some graphic work. And you know, the way we came off kind of with the samples that he had, it was an older feel to it. You know what I'm saying? He took samples from the 70s and 80s and did his thing. So it's only natural to me that type of album cover in black and white of Chicago, and like that was like Chicago in the 70s on the album cover. You know what I'm saying? And being as the album was called Seed, I wanted to kind of give you that paint that picture of like this is where it started. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of ran with it like that.
Yeah, he reached out to me and when we were talking about it and was like, hey, let's work on some graphics. And that cover is actually a screenshot from where we got a lot of those samples from.
Definitely.
So the interlude and stuff. So, you know, it was funny. We went to go record and swing past Reese's house, and he had already been chilling at Reese's house for a minute. I went to go over there and catch up with them, and Reese had put us on with this documentary. What's the name of the documentary, KO? I always forget about that.
It's
the Lords or something?
A Lord thing.
A Lord
thing.
It's a documentary about vice lords in Chicago. It's insane. It's insane. And then you hear it in the beginning of the album. You hear it halfway through the album. You know, you hear it talk, and that, like, we had already started kind of working on the album and didn't really have a lot of it, but it just kind of came together around that. Him and I talking, Reese bringing that to the mix. You know, Ultimate Hustle was one of the first songs we did for the project. So that kind of started setting the tone. Yeah, it was. And Journey, remember Journey was like the second. And Journey was a whole nother song.
And then, but
like,
you know,
we had a complete different beat.
Different beat, different tempo, everything. And switch it up at the last minute because you came with something else so hot. I'm like, hey man, we gotta. I think this gonna make the final cut right here.
Mm-hmm. It was a good call because it's funny. Journey was the first thing we did, but it was the last thing we touched.
Definitely.
Because the whole album was done, and him and I were going back and forth listening, and he's like, I just think it needs something else. I just need something else. Yeah. It's like, got to get that Chicago in there. So we just started digging and talking, and I throwing beats at him. And when I threw that last one at him, he was like, that's it.
Swear to God. Perfect.
Yeah. It was funny because when we I remember recording that at your spot, that we redid Journey. And, we'd already had Journey in our head for like 2 years. So he went back and recorded it, and he did it like in one take. And he got done, and we both stepped back and looked at each other like, wow.
One take.
He changed everything.
First take, did everything.
It was crazy.
Flat out, and it was over with.
Crazy.
That was it.
Yeah. He went in. It was a good moment and a good move.
Yeah, definitely was. That was a good call on both ends. Thanks for the beat.
Thanks for the lyrics.
Y'all chemistry is amazing, man. Just the way y'all bounce off each other. It's an unorthodox chemistry that y'all have. When was it a time near the album that y'all was like, we found our chemistry? Or was it from the beginning, or was it a time that y'all found y'all groove?
I mean, as far as the album goes, with him, it was already like, I went down there to do a verse with for Reese when I first met Solomon like a few years back. And I'm like, damn, do I like these beats? And he kept playing beats, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I went down there and knocked out a verse for him. Matter of fact, that was using G Flex at his spot recording that
over Jay.
Bully Gang. No, it wasn't Bully Gang. It was something a beat you made. Can't remember what it was exactly right now, but I remember we went down there and recorded. I was like, man, then we gonna link. Then I got up with y'all again, going with him, and then the rest was history, man.
Yeah, I say a big point where I found it was we started making those trips back from the city to Champaign to go record.
Oh, that bonding, yeah.
So me and him were like we had connected at the sessions, because I first ran into KO at Flex's house, and then we ran into the sessions, and so I was like, hey, I'm heading out here, you roll with me. So because I went right past his house because I'm up north, so I scooped him up and we just drive. So we're talking 3 hours there, do a whole session for like 12 hours with everybody. Jump in the whip, do 3 hours back. So those 3 hours is how that album started. Because I was, I always got tons of beats. So I play stuff and he's like, hold on, what's that? I'm like, it's open. He's like, put my name on that. Hold on, what's that?
I swear.
It's open. Put my name on that. So he just started snatching. And that right there kicked off.
Yeah. That definitely was strong bonding time like that.
Y'all both really got like a deep hunger, man. And y'all hunger together is just like unmatched, man. I want to go back a little bit to KO. What do KO mean? Where did you get the name from? Like, what's the whole essence of KO? Where you from? What is you? Who are you?
Well,
what made you start rapping? I want to hear.
KO, man. That was I actually know I got that rap name from, to be honest with you, in the penitentiary. I got that rap name.
I didn't know that.
But you know what? They was with the knockout bars. Like I was cold. You know what I'm saying? I was the metaphors, those punchlines. I used to write back then. I used to do a lot of. I was heavy on the Jada, heavy on the Jada Kiss with the bars. You know what I'm saying? So it was I was striking, knocking them right out. Then it went from that to like you knew one. Because the KO came from. I made it around. It was a song, basically. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I really didn't have a rap name. You know what I'm saying? So it was a song that we had, and it was like, "You wish you knew one." You know what I'm saying? Or I knew one, and he was like, "Yeah, I knew one. And I was like, "Damn,
that's dope."
And they was calling me KO because I had the bars. Like, boy, you a knockout artist with them bars. And then it went from that to I made that song, and then it just stuck with. You know what I'm saying? Just man, you KO. That is what it is. And everybody around it just started calling me KO. And then it went from there. And then I came home. Then I was KO. And I would introduce myself as KO. And then kind of stuck, man. 10, 11, 12 years later, I was KO.
I didn't even know your government for about the first year we met. I just called him KO forever. And somebody's like, man, what's his government? I was like, I don't even know.
putting the credits in the founder's government out when you was putting the credits.
Right. I found a bunch of my team's government when I was doing credits. I'm like, oh, that's my first name. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, don't nobody need to know Batman name right now.
You did.
Right.
Well,
Speaking of, that new Batman was fire to me, but yeah, off the subject.
Going this weekend, but
I haven't seen the new Batman, but I definitely seen the Seed. I definitely heard the Seed. I see y'all shit so cold. I seen it.
Like a 20-inch Zenith.
Hey,
yeah.
he said that seed getting planted, huh?
Man. And where's you from? Like, what's your upbringing? You know.
Wild Hunters, baby. Far south side of
Yeah.
Chicago, Roseland area, Wild Hunters.
Yeah, see, I got ran out of there, but when I met you, I got my pass back.
I need to hear that story.
Man, that's funny, man.
Chicago zone KO, man. That's what's up, man.
That was strong, man. You know, these Hunters, man, a lot of that's why a lot of that music, man, that's where it was coming from, man. Just like being in the area. You know, this neighborhood here, man, you know, Bill Clinton talked about Rosen neighborhood back in the day, you know, rest in peace, Lil Yummy, when that Yummy situation was going on. He talked about this, the next block right next to me. Like, literally, like 50 feet right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was talking about this area. This is Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a strong backstory. It's a strong backstory to this Rosen neighborhood, man. You never ever get a chance to look it up. It's strong.
I know you got a lot of stories from me knowing you personally, and I'm gonna say this last thing to pass it to S. We get to the Solomon questions, but you got a lot of backstories, and I just feel like you are very authentic, man. Very authentic stuff
I
that
appreciate that.
you didn't even. The album is incredible. Your storytelling is great. But you just touched just the surface. That's why it's called The Seed, because it's like it's more pro. Because you know you've seen and done a lot, you know. So I'm eager to hear just everything that's going on in your brain, man. So segregating from that to my Solomon question, then it's on US. How in the hell do you do these samples and these beats patterns like? Cause so consistent with so many artists, like, you know, you just non-stop. Kanye West ran out of some samples already.
He went and found God instead of samples.
Right.
He had to create them himself.
You just got an ongoing hunger for your beats, and I just don't know. You keep pulling beats out your ass. How is you doing it? What was the process on uniquely picking and making and producing KO's project?
Well, thank you for the flowers, man. Respect. Working with KO was a pleasure, and I got to respect him for his patience. So just the FYI, we started this album, I don't know, a year before COVID hit, maybe a year and a half before COVID hit, something like that.
Been done. Yeah, it's been done.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna put it on COVID, you know. Life is life. It is what it is. But he was patient with me while we got to where we were getting to. I'd say when COVID hit, we probably had a little over half of it done. But we had the beats picked out. So when I say done, I'm talking about recorded. With KO, he has a hunger to do music. And that's always the first ingredient for good music. Like, he's not doing music to blow up. of course, we all want to, you know, get our flowers and get our props for it, but he does music to make good music. And I see him like there's a few that do this, but he kills me with it. He will disappear. And I'll be in a session working on a beat, recording somebody, he disappears for like an hour. He comes back out with 3 verses, ready to go. And it's just pure hunger. Like the last session we did, Black Adam, the song you did with True, Cub disappeared into the kitchen. They came out. It's one of the best songs of that session, and everybody admitted it. That song was amazing. I can't wait to get that out to everybody. You know, it's you know, yeah, working with him was amazing, and every time I gave him a beat, that communication and conversation told me what the next beat should be. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is the route he's going. So I went and played something else for him. Like when we in the car, oh, you want that? All right, let me switch to something else. Let me get that. Okay, work. Switch to something else. Let me get that. Work. So I know where he's going based on where he's been, and that's just the travel up that. Then from there, we just built the album. And like I said, I think Journey was the only one that we went back to. Everything else stayed the way it is. Yeah. And I got to say, you know, maybe it'll come up later, but 2 of my favorite songs on there is Bachelor and Journey. Amazing. And there's another one, I can't think of the name of it now, where you talk about the time you did and how you came out. What the fuck is that song?
Oh, that's
I'm gonna find it.
That's a Testimony.
Testimony. That's one of my favorite beats I've done in the last like 5 years, and it's one of my favorite verses I've heard. So that's top up there. So.
Yeah, I
you blacked out on that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, definitely.
Yeah, completely went in. So I love when somebody speaks from the inside out, and he spoke from the inside and gave that out.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Bachelor's Fire, Journey. That song, like you say, y'all stopped on Journey. Ironically, that was the name of the song, was the journey that y'all been through. Mm-hmm. So, man, like, for sure, man, 5 stars. What you got, S?
And for y'all that might have missed that, they definitely said they just made half the album in the damn car. He probably had the beat machine in the glove box. Start making the album in the car.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, we put miles on that Chrysler.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he made classics in the Chrysler.
Mm-hmm. Definitely did though.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up. Now KO, you touched on I heard you mention Jadakiss being the influence. That lead me to asking you, what were some of your other influences in rap?
You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. My very first was definitely Too Short. That's how I started.
I hear that.
That's why I started that.
And storytelling, okay.
Yeah, definitely Too Short. That's how I started, you know, messing around. Like, actually, I remember being like 2 years old, trying to make songs. You know what I'm saying? My mama just sitting there looking at me like, damn, boy, be quiet. You know? They're making up songs and stuff. And yeah, I remember that. That's crazy. I can vividly remember all the way back to when I was 2 years old. I remember trying to make songs and stuff. And then went straight from that. You know, I went to NWA. Went from NWA to probably 8-Ball MJG. Threw a little Wu-Tang in there. Run DMC, KRS-One. You know, of course.
I always hear little Ghetto Boys in there with him too. Yeah, I always hear a little like Willie D. Scarface.
You know, I mean, but you know what? To be honest with you, although Scarface probably was probably my favorite rapper, I didn't really get on Scarface until after I think probably like about the 3rd or 4th album they came out with. That was
the one. Is that the one Kanye did?
The one before that. No. Okay. Yeah, the Untouchable. That was like 90, maybe 96.
That's the one where he got Trench in the video walking down the street with him.
No.
It's not that one?
No, actually, you know what? I think he was in between deals. He came out with another album in between. You talking about The Fix and The Fix was the one he did with
Kanye.
and then there was one before that, because that's crazy because somebody just put me up on it. I never even heard that album before. Somebody just put me up on it maybe like a year ago. It was like I forgot what it was called, but I never even heard that Scarface album. Never seen it, never seen a picture of it, nothing. But I missed that one. Then Untouchable. But I know that video you talking about, he's walking down the street with Tretch. I think that was on the
That's
either on that. Yeah. But and then I just kind of just after Biggie and Pac, it was just like New York had a stronghold for a nice long time. So I definitely just went to New York. I like rappers like Fabulous, Cassidy. Fabulous probably in my top 5. Jada Kiss, of course, the whole Locks. I was messing with but you know the crazy the crazy part. I love them New York bars, man. 3-6 Mafia definitely had it with the maybe it was their energy and those beats 100% though, but
what a beast, man.
DJ Paul.
I probably know all they albums by heart. I know all they music. Like I just know it.
Headbusters, one of my favorites.
What'd you say, Solomon?
I said Headbusters, one of my favorites.
Oh, the Headbusters album?
And people be sleeping on them, man. People don't give Headbusters enough. Come on, man.
Boy, that album is
come on.
Hey, listen, and that's crazy that you just said the Headbusters, bro. That's my
favorite out of all
album, bro.
Yeah,
I used to get shit from motherfuckers for playing that. They'd be like, man, you listen to this? I was like, I love this. I'll play it loud.
Yeah,
What? That was that 3-6 Mafia and Fiend.
3-6 had a real connection with Chicago. A lot, damn near everybody in Chicago listen to 3-6.
Yep. That Memphis connection to Chicago right there.
Yeah. They like fraternal twins, Memphis and Chicago.
Definitely. It's one and the same. I mean, I've been down there before, and it's kind of like just a country ass version of Chicago.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, yo.
What it is.
Well, that's the brother that moved down south and ended up getting the twang, you know.
That's it. Old teeth and
know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Not me.
Speaking of,
stupid.
What it is like that.
speaking of different being in different cities, it's a question for Solomon.
Yes, sir.
How has Chicago influenced your sound versus? I know you said you spent some time living in Boston. Like, did Chicago influence your music a certain way versus Boston? How Boston influenced your music as far as production?
To an extent. So by the time I got to Boston, I was in my 20s. So I kind of had set my idea of what music was. So, you know, I'm an older cat, man. 50 ain't too far from me. So I grew up, when I was young, Yo MTV Raps was like brand new. Like I remember brand new Yo MTV Raps off the jet, you know, and I remember coming home as a kid, and I don't know if I told this story, so forgive me if I'm repeating on another Destination Bar, but I'd come home, I'd watch Transformers at 3, G.I. Joe at 3:30, and then at 4, I would flip between Rap City and Yo MTV Raps. This was every day I come home, just sit there. So from like a kid growing up to my teens, it was Rap City and Yo MTV Raps that set my musical taste for hip hop. Before that though, I was also into, you know, I would buy tapes. I go to Camelot, pick up tapes. So I say all that to say, by the time I got to Boston, I had an idea of what hip hop was to me. I was raised off of New York hip hop, basically. You know, I grew up in a small town in Illinois, and there wasn't a lot of like music scene as I was growing up. We kind of made the music scene as we came up. So by the time I got to Boston, we started doing music there. Then when it came back here, I met up with people I've been doing music with that I connected from, you know, Nutty Pack, Reese T, G Flex, that I connected back from Champagne days. And then I started meeting more people, you know, the team that we're working with now. And it's always has, that's why you hear me, everybody's like, man, you got that retro sound. And to me, that's just the sound because I grew up that way and I've always had that sound. I just kind of change it and evolve it over time. So I say Boston played part in it, Champaign played part in it, Chicago plays part in it. Everything I do kind of just plays a little part in it.
It's dope, man. That's dope. You know what I'm saying?
And you know the
like
crazy
this...
part, you can hear that too. My bad, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. But yeah, the beats are very sharp. You know, when I'm listening to the Seed, man, this is just my opinion. Like, I just feel like it's the winter time, and we driving down Halsted, and I seen a few prostitutes walk out of a bar, and you know what I'm saying, I seen a few shootouts, and then I see people walking out of the church smiling on not on a Sunday though, on Bible study on a Wednesday. Like I just I picture I picture people in yellow suits standing in front of Gatlin's funeral home. Like I don't know, it's just like
That's
man,
funny.
I just feel like I'm there with you, KO. And I can't say it's another rapper that really, it's been a while that another rapper made me really feel like I was standing. Like I thought I was in the car with you and the girl I don't know what girl you was talking about. I don't know what song that is. I think Bachelor or it was a song you was real explicit on. Man, I thought I was there.
Oh yeah,
I thought I was recording y'all. Like I thought I was the director. Like, you know.
On that song too, you know, it's funny you say that because that song Bachelor, that started from a conversation we had in the car. We were coming back from Champaign to the city and we were just, you know, chatting up stuff. Yeah. And he started talking about this stuff. He's like, man, I want to speak on this stuff. He's like, but I want to do it in a way that I just want to speak on. And I was like, hey, let me throw sound effects around it while you're working through it. And he just started kind of telling that story that you hear in The Bachelor as I was like figuring how I'm going to make it work. So that song, another one that was a classic in the Chrysler. We built that on the way back from Champaign, man.
Hey,
We definitely chopped it up in the car.
Y'all definitely gonna have to drop that classics in the Chrysler mixtape, man. Because it's too much that happened in this Chrysler. I hope you still own this Chrysler. That Chrysler.
Yes, I do.
Might be,
Crisis in the Chrysler. Crisis in the Chrysler.
I love it.
Classics in the Chrysler. Yeah, you own the
And also, some I want to give shout outs to two amazing producers who also helped me set the soundscape. Because while I did a majority of the album, DC came through with 2 killer beats on there. And LAZ from Beat Biology Productions dropped an insane track with the sample from the Ethiopian. For the two, I'm trying to think of the names, and I'm terrible for this, but We Matter and what's the other one for DC that he did? It was We Matter and
Hope.
Those two, and then the one for LAZ is with First Eye Therapy, Reese T and Twig G, and that one is called
Land of No Love.
There we go, my man.
Yes.
So these are amazing producers, and everybody on this chat has worked with them in some form or fashion or been around them. They are amazing. You're gonna hear way more for them. If you look at Destination Bars, Lazy was on there with Mogo about their project.
And I definitely seen that one. Hey,
hopefully we can get him on here.
That's one of my favorites too. I ain't gonna lie, man. They complimented each other so good on that album, man. I was lightweight jealous.
Amazing.
I was like, wait a minute now.
Well, if you was jealous with the Seed, I was envious.
I'll take that. Appreciate it.
The Seed was, this is about the Seed.
Jealousy,
Lady did a good job. Going to DC. DC is incredible producer and rapper. I call him the bar setter, But We Matter. The way, like I thought the song was over, and then it came back, and you still was like whoever haven't heard this album, go listen to KO Solomon Grunge KO. The Seed, man, the whole album and we Matter. Just pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna realize that you don't matter, and you're gonna realize that we matter. You know what I'm saying? Shit is fire, man. Your style, KO. Like I really listening to your style, and it's like every word is like it's clear, and it's like a complex verbal thing you got going on, like how you ride the beat. I don't, but with a lot of other rappers, I get tired of their flow because they rap the same. I can't get tired of your flow because it's a certain type of thing. It's like, you know, like that with your flow. And I want to keep listening to it. And then on Solomon samples, what's your favorite sample on the album, Solomon, that you conducted a beat into?
I appreciate that too.
You're welcome.
Testimony.
Oh, is that
I
right?
gotta say Testimony. That was
was
the one. Like, two things. One of the things about that is that beat almost sounds like I just lifted a sample and looped it, and that's I'm gonna give props to myself. I chopped the shit out that fucking sample. I chopped the shit out that sample, but it sounds so seamless that it doesn't even sound like it's chopped unless you listen it. And that's one of my big ones right there. I love the feel of it.
I was just
love what she's saying under it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I love like the way, like it was one of those, like I love the sample on its own or the beat on its own, and then when I heard KO drop on it, I put the headphones down when he got done recording and just stepped away for a second because I had to like get myself together because it changed it. It changed the whole thing for me. So it was big love. One thing for sure, it just kind of bounce off of what you were talking about on KO, as I always say, and I always think he makes it feel effortless what he does. And that's what I always like lean to. Like he raps kind of like he's talking. And it seems just like he's not even trying, but he's putting effort into it. And that's what I always like about that. And we've all been in those sessions where, you know, cats are going in. And KO always comes in and he almost sounds like he's about to start talking. And you're like, oh, he kill it. Because it's just that smooth, kind of that Too Short, Biggie mixed together thing here and there. You know. Yeah. He's an animal.
You're a hard act to follow, man. I tried to get on the mic after him. The mic was like, hold on, chill. The mic told me.
So give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
KO, like you say, he do got like a conversation thing. I didn't even know he was rapping on him. I thought he was getting ready to rap. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm having a whole conversation with him, and he was done. I'm like,
he done caught me like that too. I've stopped he's been recorded, and I'll stop it and be like, "You ready?" He's like, "I was rapping." I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah, man. Hey, you gotta be on top of your game if you get on the track with KO, and we're gonna get back to Gallery S, whatever you got next. But I just want to say this from personal experience: if you're getting on the track with KO, you better be ready.
Appreciate that, my boy.
I'm dead serious. This is about y'all, and this is about the you know, great talent that y'all got. And you better be ready if you're gonna get on a Solomon beat, and if you're gonna get on the track with KO. What you got, S?
Appreciate that, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now to the album, I'm gonna touch on some of my favorite tracks off the album. You got Ultimate Hustle, From Chicago, The Bachelor, and Testimony. Those was my favorite tracks on the album.
Completely forgot, man. My bad. Kenny B did the beat for Chicago.
So
gotta give shout out to he snapped, and I'm so sorry about it. He killed that one. That one came out the blue, and it was amazing. So you picked a good one there. That
was another last minute. That was a last minute song too. As a matter of fact, that was the last song that we did, and then we redid Journey.
Yep.
What was the first song y'all did for the album?
Ultimate House.
Okay.
Now, was it Ultimate House? I thought it was Journey.
Oh, Ultimate Hustle was the first song we did. Yeah.
So then Journey was the second one.
Because me and Reese, when I first heard that beat, I was like, dude, I already know the direction I'm going with this song. I got to give them that Wild Hunters Far South Side feel. So I'm like, man, you know what? Ultimate Hustle. And I talked about, hey man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm smiling thinking about that song right now, man. That's probably my
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you, that's your favorite. I was gonna ask you what your favorite song was. That's your favorite?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably my favorite.
And Ultimate Hustle is on deck for a video shoot later this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, is that
Get
right?
familiar.
It's about
Get
that
familiar.
time.
It's already been booked. Director's ready. The camera's ready to run. We got to shoot it for the video.
Oh man, congratulations, man. That's actually one of my favorite songs. Ultimate Hustler, Bachelor, We Matter, and well, you know, I'm from Chicago. Even if I wasn't on that song, I like that song. Hey, I'm sorry. I was trying. I made it last. I didn't want to put it on there, but it's dope.
Right.
Shout out to Smoke Brown.
Yeah,
he went crazy on there.
Yeah, Smoke went in.
Smoke definitely went in.
Yeah,
Smoke
went in.
Yeah, he went in.
Save the beef. We got Harold's and Uncle Remus.
You hear me? Hey.
That was the line. That was the line.
Snapped on that one.
Yeah, man.
His flow good too. He can ride any beat good. I like his flow, man. He definitely got that flow.
Yeah, he do.
Ride any beat.
Yes.
He can adjust. Yeah, he adjusts well. He definitely got a cold ass flow. I mean, I can't lie, man. I think that's about what all of us though. You know what I'm saying? Like any beat, man, I can go. You know what I'm saying? And I know that shit. All them damn mogul songs, he clearly show you that he can go.
Right. All them damn mogul albums, man. He dropped like 16 albums last year.
Listen, He right. He got a lot of albums already as is. If you break them down song for song, you like, Jesus Christ. The catalog is moguls.
That ain't a catalog, that's a library.
You hear me?
That's a grandma photo albums in the closet.
You hear me?
I appreciate that. Thanks for allowing me to be on the project. You know what I'm saying?
I needed you. Appreciate you being on there.
Speaking of other features, y'all have a singer on there, right?
Y'all Prodigy.
What you talking about? He's your Prodigy.
Yeah, tell me about that
album.
Like you said, first at Deborah, shout out to Twig though for doing putting the Jamaican spin on Land of No Love.
Yeah. His reggae thing was killer right there. I loved it.
Man, he did a thing on that, man. I didn't know he had.
But yeah, that last song with NTR, man, that was a dope one, man. That was a dope one. We pulled up on him like, hey, we need you on this chorus. It was the middle of the blues, so he just started writing that chorus that he was singing at the end of the album for that, man. Yeah. But yeah, that song was amazing. Like that right there is, to me, one of the pinnacles of KO storytelling. Because when you listen to that story, you feel everything to the very end, to where he think he got away with it, and he walks in and then it's a raid, and then you just hear the whole thing and that was a thing. Me and him talked about that in the ride, that we wanted to end the album with that. Like that was from the very beginning. We said we wanted to end the album with this long fade out of something bad happening and just give it out. Because I ain't gonna throw too much out there, but just the FYI, this is number one of a trilogy. So this is just the beginning. You got two more pieces coming of the seed, and it is a whole theme moving from here to there.
Yeah.
Okay, and can I ask that, because I know you said it's on a low. Is it gonna be a based theme from the seed to such and such, or is it something with?
I'm gonna let KO speak on that.
You know, I mean, because please.
You know, I'm taking you through the steps of a flower, basically, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like showing you how you plant your seed. You know, showing what happens when you put a little water on it, put the sunlight on it, put some nice dirt around it, and then turn into that flower in the end. So it's an evolution type of thing. It's just showing the growth. You know what I'm saying? In the music.
There you go. That's the word.
So you're gonna hear it. You hear it as it's coming. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, it's already done. My trilogy already done.
That is so dope.
But you know, I'm just I'm putting it out together. I'm gonna see so thirsty. I can't give you the flower before I give you the seed. You got to watch that grow, man. You know?
And it's gonna be Solomon. Solomon, you on all the beats on the trilogy?
Yeah,
okay.
It's gonna be. This is gonna be Solomon Grunge and KO, but we're probably gonna open it up for other producers based on how it goes.
This is a me and Solomon project. You know what I'm saying? We coming out with the trilogy together. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, might be an occasional other producer, or you know, then I got some features on there. But other than that, no, this it's a me and Solomon thing here, man.
You guys got wonderful showmanship, sportsmanship, for you to share the platform with other producers, for you to feature other rappers. Because let's be clear, you guys are gods. Okay, you could produce this whole thing by yourself. I know for a fact, you could rap every bar by yourself on there. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all to allow, you know, others to come in, that's so dope. And can we get an exclusive of one of the titles?
I ain't spilling no beans.
It could be the second one or the third one. We won't know if it's the second one or the third one, but do you have an exclusive name of one of the titles in the future? Or would you like to share with the audience?
That's funny because you know what?
He's trying to get something out of you over here. Look at Barbara
You know what? No, because you know what? No, I already started writing a few songs already, so I can give you one. It's called I'm toxic.
Untoxic?
I'm toxic.
That's the name of one of the songs?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I like how you played that. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
You got some S?
Oh yeah, you that's that concept you explained with the seed growing into the flower. That's pretty much what I see is how you how that's when the point in which you separate a rapper from an artist.
Thank you.
And that's definitely the artistic. That's definitely what the artistry come in rap, being able to come up with dope concepts like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because
I'm just blessed for him to open it up with me to do it with him.
I'm trying to create actual bodies of work, man. And then there's so much going on in my brain, man. I'm trying to make sure that I can deliver to my best ability, first of all, you know what I'm saying? And then I want you to listen to every time somebody listening to a song of mine, I want you to be able to see it in your head. You know what I'm saying? I want you to already see it. And that was another thing, like with the seed, man, I had already, I got the videos in my head for every song. So if I want to do a video to any song, I would know how to do the video, what steps to take. And another thing too is just having your creative, just like being the creative right, creating your own shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not on nobody else's time. It's nobody else's mind. I'm trying to work off of. It's all coming out of here. So every time I make a song, I'm trying to make sure that you can listen to my music and just close your eyes and see exactly what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I want you to feel it. That's with every song. That's every single song. You know what I'm saying? I never try to give you a rush job. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you feel what I'm talking about every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you accomplish it. Paint pictures.
Yeah. I'll try, man.
So out of the artists, which artists are you? Is you Michelangelo? Which one are you? Because you definitely paint the pictures.
I'm gonna have to go with No, man.
That's you the guy that made the Mona Lisa picture? Because I mean, there's so many great artists out there, but which one aligns with your style? Because you know, like I said earlier, I'm there with you, and you do paint like pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole in-depth part of the question. It's just like,
you know what?
You know.
And you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say I'm Warhol. You know, because I'm relatively new, and I know I could be one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, and I got a long time to go as far as having those classic paintings. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of figured that I'm like the newest to the group. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I can add value. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, man, I'm with that. We own it.
And you certainly are adding that value, brother. It's a whole different leg. Me and Lazy talk about this occasionally, man. The team that we have right now it's insane. You know, it's a 1 in a million type of thing, and it's not just that everybody's dope; it's that everybody is dope in their way. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody brings a different. Like you don't have a box full of salt shakers. You got salt, you got oregano, you got thyme, you got pepper.
Like
you know, you got all the different seasoning, and that right there makes the dish good. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm definitely the rosemary.
I love it. Watch, within a year, this is going to turn into a song. We're featuring everybody doing a spice or something.
Everybody going to be a spice. That's a good idea.
The Spice Boys.
He said he got that spice. He said he got that spice. He said he got that spice rack mixtape.
Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man.
He said that 40 water spice.
40 water.
Speaking of man, that's a perfect segue. Speaking of E40, speaking of the Bay, you touched on you touched on as your first rapper as an influence with Too Short.
Definitely.
I could definitely hear that, and that's exactly what I was thinking of when I heard The Bachelor.
Right.
The first thing that came to mind was Freaky Tales, like the way you told that story about the females. I feel like I call that like the Black Book song, like.
Right.
Dream of making they black book song.
Man, hey, I mean, you know, on that note right there, I mean, them was actually like, look, you know, when I made that song, you know, me and my lady, you know, she was like, oh, okay. She was like, oh, okay. Hey, baby, you know, that's before your time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said a disclaimer.
You had to.
That's why all the names was pulled from that bad boy.
Yeah, man. I couldn't be saying no names and be throwing no names out there.
I was like, man, I got to figure out how to drop those names. I was like, porn sounds. There we go.
Yeah, I was say
that's
that.
how you.
Yeah, that's why you hear the porn sounds in there, because he pulled the names.
Yeah.
See, when we talked about the song a little bit ago, I was gonna say that, but I was like, let me hold up. I'm gonna let him bring that into the mix.
That is one of those ones. I couldn't do no name dropping, but the situation where if the female listening to the song, she know who she is. You know what I'm saying, by just hearing that her part. You know what I'm saying? She's like, he talking about me.
That's a brave motherfucker right there. Because
I was definitely finna say that in the studio. Did you actually say the names and blank them out, or did you not say?
You just pulled back.
I just didn't say it.
You just okay.
Yeah.
That's
I knew, you know, I know who they are. See, at first we was messing around with it. We was talking about maybe we was gonna name them like different cars or different fruits or something. But then he was like, you know what? How about I do this? Like, how this sound? Ooh, I said, I said, yeah. because it's one of those kind of songs anyway. You know, so it was getting really explicit. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, just go and throw the noises on in there where the name's supposed to be at. Then I had to break out certain stuff like ages and you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to give away.
A lot of thought went into that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he said he kept it real discreet.
Yeah, I had to, man.
Cause that's something I was wondering about. I was like, man, I'm wondering, did he say these names? And then they said, no, let's take them out now. Did he not say them at all? So that's definitely.
No, I definitely just didn't even say him. I ain't even want him to accidentally slide through there a little bit.
That was a fun song to mix down because when he recorded it, he just didn't say anything. So then I had to take the beat with him doing this verse and the ad libs and not saying anything. I had to take it back to the house and I had to sample a bunch of porn clips. And then I had to grab them and inserted them in there. So I got like, I don't know, like 15, 20 different like moans and groans and stuff. And so I'm just sitting there like, you know, I kind of start feeling like a pervert. My family's upstairs. I'm in the basement, like playing porn sounds over this. Like, nah, that doesn't work. That moan is too good. I got to do this other moan over here. Let me get her screaming on this part.
I'm like, I ain't heard that many moan and samples since Nas Uchi Wally and shit. I'm like, I'm going crazy.
I ain't heard those many since last night. I had to. It was open, man.
This podcast is not. This podcast is not for kids. Not for kids.
Okay. References. That is funny, man.
But he definitely. He said he definitely ain't want that song to be like Lil Wayne Alpha Bitches. So he just saying from A to Z, saying the names from A to Z.
Right? No. No, he's snitching. Ain't no snitching going on now.
That was so creative, man. Like for real, yeah. You definitely got a couple phone calls off of that one. Definitely. All those phones, or should I say all those?
Hey, you know,
this fucking guy right here, literally, this fucking guy.
A couple of them follow me on social media. So as I was like sharing like snippets of the songs, and I put that one on there, and you know somebody got under there like.
I hear me in there.
You said they was like, nigga, I remember that night.
I know what y'all did. You know, you gave Solomon all your sex videos that you did in real time and got the known off of each female that you was talking about. Amen.
No, man. Hey, look, you know what? I ain't never been into that kind of stuff, man. Although I would. But, you know.
Oh,
he just threw his shout out to the director's watch and the porn director.
Yeah. I definitely are doing. I'm not one to. Hey, man, look. I don't want to get off the subject, man, but man.
I just don't want to get fined.
Yeah, no, none of that.
But
go ahead, S.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Okay. Bear with me with this question. Both of you guys are alphas. Okay. Solomon's an alpha. I know that for a fact. KO, you're an alpha. Y'all both speak y'all mind.
Yeah.
How did that train keep moving without two alphas clashing? Or was it not nothing necessarily negative, but just on a creative level? Was it anything like that with two alphas with your music?
I can't even lie, man. Let me tackle this first, Solomon. You know what it was, man? It was well, first of all, you know, me being an alpha male, you ever see how the male lions just kind of lay around until it's time to fight type of thing? Like I'm laid back, you know what I'm saying? And then everything he really was kind of introducing to me or how we was going, it was just fitting. It was organic, bro. It was fitting perfect. There was no bumping heads. It wasn't none of that. It was just like, okay, look, Solomon, I don't want this. Like, take this. Okay, all right, well, cool. He like, man, so he like, man, now do this again, man. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you right. I'm like, are you sure? Like, man, it was more of a, because you gotta think about it, man. When you create music or you making songs, it's more of a, sometimes you could be your worst critic. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a situation where I'm like, man, do that sound good enough? We were like, yeah, that sounds good. They're like, no, I know what you mean. Okay, now do that over. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of a, it's a like I say, it's a more of a growth thing rather than clashing and colliding with one another. Right. It was like a ping pong.
Learning how to work with each other.
Bouncing, ideas, bouncing. And it's just, I don't know, man.
Swords sharpening swords.
Definitely, bro, because I know I am definitely an alpha ass male. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember even shit. I don't know. I don't even think I was mad nothing that Solomon had off. Shit.
I would say this. He always
where it was like, nah, fuck that. I don't like that shit. No, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, it was good.
It's always been respect.
Yeah.
And it's never been nothing but that. I'll say that from the get-go. And that's to be the honest, that's the way this works. There has to be the layer of respect, and you can give a different opinion without disrespecting somebody and being open. So Mogul knows this from working with me. I have a very specific way of working. So if I say, let's do an album together, my name's going to be on the cover, then what I do is I say, I'm going to give you a vehicle to drive. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna make sure it runs. I'm gonna do everything to it, but you got to drive it. And he drove it. And I may say, hey, you know what? Go a little to the left. Go over to that lane too far, or slow down a little, or over here, speed up a little. And he may say, you know what? I think I'm good at this pace right here. I'm gonna chill right here, and then I'll speed up a little later. So it was that working together while still being who we are, So and that's how I try to approach these projects. When you see Mogul and Solomon Grunge, LAZ and Solomon Grunge, DC and Solomon, when you see me on that, then it's me giving you, the MCs, the ability to be who they are in my space as in my sound. So I give you my sound and you be whoever you are in that sound. And that kind of goes off your question earlier. How do you make these beats for people? Because you guys inspire me. So when I said, like, who hit me not that long ago, and we got to connect back on it, was Smoke. Smoke sent me a whole list. We got a whole idea coming. This brings my head into somewhere else. I got to build this out now. I got to build him a platform to be able to perform on. I got to put a curtain behind him to perform in front of. Same thing I did for KO, same thing I do for Mogul, same thing I'm doing for both of y'all on upcoming projects. So, like I said, I agree with them. There wasn't a clash. There was a growth. We grew together on how we're going to work. Exactly. Which just means the next project in the trilogy is going to have a whole nother sound, because now we walk into it and know what we're going to.
Smooth.
And how ironic is that for you guys to grow from making a seed? Amen.
There you go. I love it.
What you got, Ash?
Church.
Right.
And that was a beautiful statement he just made. I don't want y'all to gloss over that. All the viewers watching, and that's in every genre of music. The artists, the producers inspire the artists, and the artists inspire the producers, and it's an ongoing circle. And it just keeps
yin and yang.
Yeah,
definitely. It's always a two-way street, man. It's more of a critique rather than a criticize.
I like that.
So I don't know. Like I said, it was just kind of, I don't know. It was shit. It was organic as hell to me. You know what I'm saying? I just felt it. Like, you know what? Let me do this. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah. And then, like he said, like just hearing how I rap, know how to go with the beats. That's how that damn Black Adam Don't well. That's the next project type stuff, but you know,
Next
just like
project.
And you know I'm trying to steal that Black Adam song for community service. I'm like, man, let's trade. I'll give you this if you let me get this. Man, come on.
man. Oh yeah. You know what? All the time, yeah, we gotta work that out. But you know what?
You know, I give you
that
that terrorist with you and True Indeed. You want to switch that for Black Adam?
I'll
take either one.
Terrorist, which
remember
one
that terrorist one that you did with True Indeed?
Oh yeah,
with the Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I think I want that. I don't know, man. That's hard.
See that Black Adam is a whole nother level. But that Joe Pesci
we
falls
that
right in your lane.
Because you know what it was, me and True was supposed to have did the terror one. That's what
terror. That's what. Yeah.
We supposed to did terror.
Wait till you.
And I had already
terror.
I don't like that. That song, man. That song dope as hell too, though. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie, but we knocked off like Adam out so fast, so quick. It was just like, damn.
When they got done rapping, you were there, Mogul. You were at that part of the session when they did the Black Adam song, right? Yeah. It just got quiet after they got done. We listened back to the whole song. I was just like, wow.
We kept playing it over and over again. We kept playing it.
That was an amazing session, man. That was our return session. We had a good one that November.
That was like the last song, wasn't it?
It was one of them. It was no, that was in the middle of
the session.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of the day, the Mogul had a good session towards the end. He wrapped it up pretty much.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, Mogul come in and start showing off. He do like 18 songs after everybody else. Everybody like, yeah, I did good. I killed it. And then Mogul come in with like 23 verses. And 2 battle songs.
Right. Load this one up. Load this one up. Oh my God.
Right. I'm like, man, I'm getting tired, brother.
Can you breathe a little bit?
Right.
Solomon did
5
that.
Minutes. 5 minutes.
You did that at that session at my house. You was like, we're gonna have to call it one. I was like, get the bucket.
I was pulling the mic from him while he's rapping.
Niggas walking out.
He was fading out.
He said
all the equipment packed up. He was still trying to rap.
He's still rapping. He told you zipper.
Solomon told you he was finna run to take a bathroom break. But really he was taking one crate at a time to the car to tell you it was time to repair.
I kicked rocks on them. I had to go. It was 2 o'clock. I had an hour drive.
Yeah,
I know. Right?
Good times though, man. We got one coming up soon. We got one.
Yep.
Yes.
Speaking of them sessions y'all was doing, that shit was incredible for anybody that has seen it. That Roseland session, they had for anybody. I mean, for people watching, they had a table, like a super producer table, with like four seats, and couldn't nobody. It was just enough seats for the super producers to sit at that table. It was like Archie Bunker chairs. You couldn't sit at none of them damn chairs. Unless you was a producer.
We had me, LAZ, DC, and OJ Beats. I'm telling you, that's 4 of the best producers you will ever hear. And it covers pretty much every genre of hip hop right now.
They had the Mount Rushmore come off the mountains to KO. They rock climbed off the fucking.
Hey, if you could have just seen my face in the background, I'm just in the background.
All right. It was epic.
He said the Jack Nicholson.
You did.
I walked in and seen all them sitting right there. It was like da-na-na-na-na-na.
And it was epic because we streamed that whole session live. That was like a 9-hour session we streamed on Instagram, man. That shit was amazing.
And we got a question for S. We're gonna turn this around and ask extravagant a question.
Here we go.
I'm asking for all of us. When is you going to put that footage together and put it out on the Gallery channel?
The footage is coming, bro. In the next few
Oh,
weeks.
you got
we
footage
do
of the session?
Oh yeah, I did footage.
He's supposed to be doing a
4K,
documentary.
4K footage on the camera.
I saw you with the cam, but I never saw you like doing. I didn't know you
was recording.
Yeah, I got the 4K footage. I'm gonna edit that and we gonna figure out how we gonna do with the footage.
Yeah, put you on the spot, waiting on the documentary.
Wow.
I knew that was the question.
Go.
Yeah, it's
Let's
coming.
go.
He said, and I'm asking for all of us.
Yeah,
Right.
that footage
That's where he
coming.
was going with this. I knew it had to be something like that.
Yeah, that footage coming. I got footage of everybody on there, rap.
Ooh, so you got the producer table too in there?
Oh yeah. I got the super producer table, Archie Bunker chairs and all. The pool.
He got freestyles, he got songs, sessions, everything. I just need you to give me a pinky swear, brother.
Oh yeah, we got two pinkies. Yeah.
Let's go.
Now, the From Chicago song, even before that, it's still something to do with the song. But how did you and Mogul first link up, like as far as doing music or how y'all met?
You mean in general?
Yeah, how y'all met?
You know what, man? I don't know if Mogul remember this, but I was talking to Mogul on the phone for like a year or two without even seeing him. Never met him. Because my cousin G Flex was like, man, I got a guy that rap. And y'all be talking about the same thing. Man, this was some years ago. I was talking to Mogul on the phone probably. I don't know if he remember, but I know this was like, man, dude, this had to be like 2000 and maybe 14, 15 or something like that. I was talking to him and he kept saying like, yeah, he go back and forth from New York. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I started watching all this stuff on YouTube and I'm like, oh yeah, you got something going on. And then I talked to him for a couple of years. And then I seen him at a barbecue. And shit, we locked in from there. And then I seen him again going down there messing with Solomon and at Flex crib. And then once that, I didn't even, because I didn't know what was going on. I say I'm the newest to the crew. So I was just like, you know what? Let me lock on in with these guys, man. And then From Chicago, of course, that was one of those songs where Mogul wasn't gonna let me put it out without him being on it anyway. So
You say he was in the studio. He was in the studio.
In my mind, the song was like, okay, we got enough room for hook, verse, hook it out. You know what I'm saying? No, Mogul was like, nah, this room and then you can squeeze me on now.
Classic Mogul.
He did this with his fingers. He was like, this room, you can squeeze me on that like this much. And I was like,
you say you tried to walk out with the song already done. He was blocking you out like, whoa.
What?
Right. little pick move there.
Right. I was trying to hang the headphones up and stuff, and he'd come right here, like grab him, like, all right, I'm ready. I'm like, hey.
You say he hit you with the kills. Wait a minute, let me finish. He said, I got a verse. Where you going?
From Chicago.
Solomon was like, what you got? I just started writing as I was rapping. And I'm writing it as I was rapping.
As we was recording, he was already writing his verse in the cut. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's it. Mogul like, oh no, I'm getting on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, jump on that.
That was dope.
Smoke was like, man, technically I'm not from Chicago. I'm like, dude, you still in Cook County. So
right.
I say, if you've been in
Cook hood adjacent.
That's what Smoke said.
Smoke. I said that bar at the end. That's why I say
Smoke says that. Yeah, That's me and KO got some real great chemistry, man. Y'all can catch KO on my last album that dropped with Lazy, Forever Too Late. We got a song on there called Renovated, you know. And you know, like he said, we always, you know, clicked and stuff and was cool and rapped and stuff. But like with the sessions that was going on, when Solomon would come put the sessions together, me and him would just be freestyling like on a lot of the beats from the Mount Rushmore producers. We just be freestyling and you know that it's just self-explanatory, man. I'm grateful to be on the From Chicago song, you know, and it was dope. It's dope, you know.
It's an amazing song, man, and it's one of those ones where it writes its own video. It writes its own video. Like we haven't talked about it, but that's got to at some point get some visuals to it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Money, right? So we can go and take care of that tax time, you know, then hit.
Tax time.
We gonna get that ultimate hustle first, and then we talking what's next. So yeah. And we already got some visuals for like Journey. And we got a little cut together for Ultimate Hustle. It's a little put in until we get the actual video. So always feel free to go to Solomon Grunge on YouTube to view those and others.
Definitely.
Now, that'll be a good segue for this question, Solomon. For all these projects you done collaborated with all the artists on. You ever thought about doing a full, well, not a full, plural, full visual albums?
What you mean by full visual albums? Like something like The Seed, but like with everybody?
Like a visual. No, I'm talking about like a visual album, like you know, kind of like Beyonce did Lemonade and actual visual.
You're talking about like a video. Okay.
Like multiple videos throughout a whole album. Like
I mean, I'll say this: if I knew somebody who had a 4K camera and was willing to shoot some videos, I could always make some music with it. I mean, you know somebody? You know somebody else?
I just might know somebody.
You know somebody? I feel like
video skills though.
I feel like we might have an Esquire and Solomon Grunge project coming away. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know. I haven't done it, but I would love to do it.
That's definitely a thing. I have to really get my video skills up for that though.
That's a game changer right there, because when have you seen a producer collaborate with a videographer and do an album?
That kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's crazy right there. Like all I got to do is make the album. I make the album, you do the visuals, and I can make the album. You see, I got two of the coldest MCs in the world right here.
I ain't never seen that before. Never seen that.
Cat's out the bag. That's extravagant. The cat's is out the bag.
Yeah, that's a dope concept. Definitely dope concept. Yeah.
Balls in your court, brother. Let's go.
He giving me a reason.
Start moving.
So he giving me a reason to get my video. I got to get my video ending up for real. Get on some real.
And I already know what the name of the album is. Destination Bars.
That's dope concept.
Roll. Let's roll. Yeah. You see history in the making right here live for you.
History in the making right here live. Don't get Solomon started. It's gonna happen for real. It's really gonna happen for real.
Mogul knows.
He said you
always down.
He said you seen it first on YouTube.
I'm talking about literally record, like make the videos as you go. Like it'd be like you got all the footage of us recording, but once the finished product is done, you can just do your editing part and actually like put like us doing. I mean, you know, after the finished song is done, you just and that's cool as hell too, because like in between songs you can kick it and that'll be like one of those like, you know, how Solomon, you do your projects where like it's yours and you got all the different people on the songs. Like, hell yeah, you can do it like that. But with
this one will be Esquire and Solomon Grunge, and it'll be an album and it'll also be a video.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
we can even we can package together on Bandcamp and let it go as a video along with the album. We can release a copy of it on YouTube.
Yep.
We can have extras.
Yeah.
You know, we could take excerpts and I could turn it into interludes. Don't get me started, brother.
I mean,
Esquire,
exactly
when the camera's off, we talking.
I mean, like literally,
and it makes you think of
show the Heroes Trip.
There you see. I'm talking about 8 songs. Everybody from the team featured on it. I do the beats. You do the visuals. It's a done deal, brother. It's a done deal. We promote it. We move it.
Literally, look, then like in the middle, like halfway through, there's no music being played. You see everybody eating chicken from Harold's or something, like just sitting at the table eating.
See, that's
like,
beautiful.
This.
It'll look like the shawarma scene at the end of the Avengers, man, where they just sitting there eating shawarma quietly. Except we just everybody quietly eating Harold's chicken at the end of the thing.
It's a dope concept.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first Avengers movie.
Yo,
that's fire, man.
That's fire. That'll work.
Definitely
and
dope.
see, this whole thing right here will be part of the album too. The whole genesis of it.
I was thinking that too. Director, you got your work cut in for yourself.
Yes, he does.
Cut in
and out.
Say that's a hell of a challenge.
You could do it. When I met Solomon, I had that same look you had. I came to his crib, and niggas like, we're gonna do a project too. And I looked at him like, I'm drunk right now, for real. I had that same doubt, disbelief, like, damn, can I really do this? And man, that shit came to fruition. And that was, man, that's Solomon, man. And it'll happen. It'll happen. He
for some even reason.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So
for some odd reason, coming soon.
Right. For some odd reason, it's coming soon. Yep. about to start, you know what I'm saying, working on that too. So, and KO is on that project. KO will be on that album.
I'm already on it right now. You just ain't know.
Yeah.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
When one eats, we all eat.
Yeah. Everybody gonna eat. So
and that's why, and that's the reason right there is why I like to have features on every album. I could be greedy. And another thing too, like I always tell people, that saved me from having to think so much. I could make way more songs if I got people on my albums with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That stretch me out for another 10 years. I know I have a hard time repeating bars at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I swear to God, that's my favorite. That's my favorite KO ad lib. When he be like, I swear to God. I swear to God. He's telling the truth. Let me tell you something else about like KO and like what he's saying about the feature thing regarding to the Seed album, because we still planted that seed. Is when I'm listening, like as a rapper, you know, I'm listening to the Seed, right? I listen to the whole thing. I love it. I like it. And then I go start working on my project. And I got probably a slow beat, or I might got something. I'm not putting him in the box, but I'm saying I hear something from listening to his album. If he would have never came out with that album, I would still put him on something. But it's like, now I got the mic, you know, it's like he set the tone. Oh, I wonder if he like this. I could put him on this because I got that seed vibration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something that just kind of catered to my voice. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I think about, you know, that's how I look at it too. When I hear certain songs, like, you know what, I think this will go good with me and him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I say, I'll be trying to get features on every single song. And another reason why I always said that about having features is like this. Like I might, let's just say a talent scout listening to my music for a major record label or something, right? That dude could be listening to my album, go through every single song and don't like nothing I do, but they hear you. You know what I'm saying? And be like, man, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And I could be like, hey, that's this guy. And then you be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? We want to give you $5 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You like, okay. That's another reason why I always try to have features too, because somebody might not like like me per se. You know, they'll give it a good listen to. They might not like my verse or my bars, but they'll like yours. And then they find out who you is. That's another listener. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do that too. When I get those features, that's another thing.
If I could just add to that as we wrapping that up, your Solomon did a project with Sonny. How you say his name?
Sonny Teray.
Sonny Teray. Thank you. Dope rapper, dope MC.
Yeah,
He got his
very dope.
He got his own galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But look, speaking of the feature thing, well, I say I'm about to check this out for my boy Solomon Grunge because he made all the beats. But then look, I'm checking it out. I like what Sonny doing, but then he got a song on there with Reese. Come on, man, he got a song on there with Reese T. So like you saying, if you ain't got your ears open to somebody new, but I want to hear this for Reese. So now I'm hearing him to get to Reese. And now I'm like, damn, this dude dope too. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Collaborations.
Yep.
Collaborations is everything, man. You know, y'all planting like real good seeds, man, for real. And you know, on Bachelor, you planted the fruit seeds too. I don't know what the outcome was, but
no one knows their names, but he planted seeds.
He definitely planted some seeds.
Please,
So any other questions you got? Because I got one for both of them, and what you got?
I wanted to ask y'all, what's this question for both of y'all? What's y'all feelings on the evolution of Chicago rap? Chicago hip hop / rap.
Hey, you know what? Let me get on this first. Because I was talking about this yesterday. We got a couple of hip hop artists coming out, man, that I like too. But you know what? I'm liking the way your boy Dirk is turning over that leaf. You can hear his bars getting better. He started giving us a better deliverance on them bars, man. You know what it is though? He getting older. You know, Chicago, man, that last group of rappers we had, I was all like between the ages of like goddamn it, 19 and like 23. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that's making it, they getting older now. So we seeing them age. That's why I always say somebody like, to me, like Jay-Z, for instance, like a Jay-Z. Somebody else, the only person I could think of right now that was out from like the early 90s that's still relevant now. Over time, if you really serious with this, man, you can perfect your craft. You definitely can become a real MC, a master of ceremonies, because, man, you just look what Jay-Z did, man. We going on 30-something years. You know what I'm saying? With Jay-Z now. She sharpened the shit out that blade, man.
Right.
And if you I always felt like this. See, like with myself, right? I learned how to freestyle. Like I can give you a whole album right now off the warm up, off freestyling. I learned how to do that early on. And then, you know, that's what I like. Freestyling to me is brain exercise. That's why I like to have those sessions. We do those sessions and we start freestyling and kind of loosen up some stuff in my brain so I can get the going and get those juices flowing. And then that's how those that's one thing I don't see, not just Chicago, but I don't see new rappers really freestyling, period. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them come with stuff that's written. You know what I'm saying? But you know who I didn't know was freestyling, not gonna lie, man, and they just happened to just be on key with each other like that was the Migos. They freestyle.
Word?
Yeah, they freestyle a lot. They freestyle, but dude, they would just be ad-libbing like on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
They be freestyling?
Yeah, a lot of times when they got those freestyle, when they got stuff that say freestyle on it, they freestyle. It's just like the other two guys, whoever freestyle, the other guy be ad-libbing on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, mama,
I completely feel you on that though. That the freestyling is a very lost part of the game right now. Definitely. And freestyle, what he's talking about is a lot different than what a lot of people say when they do freeze. Like they go on flex and I'm gonna drop a freestyle and it's a verse, and that's cool. I got no problem with that.
Definitely a verse.
And I think it's evolved the word freestyle to being something different. But what he's talking about is off the head. So I guess maybe now we just call it off the head instead of freestyle. If that's how it is. But off the head is just the big problem with that is you vulnerable as fuck when you go off the head. Like you could just drop the ball, you could kill it. You don't know what you're gonna do. And it's okay to be that way. And I just know a lot of people are scared to do that. And that's the big issue right now is with a lot of these rappers. Everybody wants to be completely comfortable. They want to be at their top every time. And nobody's willing to kind of like, just do what they do. Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have some dry moments with freestyling, where people showing ain't really giving you a response. But it's like you got a good freestyler off the head person don't care about that. You really is in the moment, that vulnerable moment Solomon talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like really just got to, go in. And there's another thing, like I'm a master freestyle. I love to freestyle. Sometimes I put something in that I can remember just to get me going, just to start the engine. You know what I mean? But one thing that I did see as far as like freestyling is when Jay-Z said, I don't write nothing down. This person said, I don't write nothing down. People forgetting the essence of it's okay to be a good writer, man.
Yes,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with writing. Like, I don't want to be like I go in a booth and I just freestyle. Like I heard a lot of rappers say that, and I kind of think it's cool. What I'm saying?
As far as Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, it wasn't that they wasn't writing; they just wasn't physically writing it down. They wrote it in their head.
But I agree with you. But I see Mogul saying that other rappers now see that as what you have to do, and and that's the problem. Is a lot of these I feel them. Everybody's saying, man, I don't even say that. I just come in there and write in my head as I'm going, And it's like, you don't have to try. It's okay to be, it's okay to bust out a piece of paper when you record it. If you can kill it, kill it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've said this to a lot of people when recording. When somebody's listening to it, they don't care if you rapped off a paper, if you memorized it, if you freestyle, they don't care. When they listening to you record, they want to, does it sound dope? And that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So, people get stuck in that. You know me on the side with the boards of people recording. All I'm trying to get is a good take. I don't care what it takes to do it. We turn the lights off, put you in a corner, put a blanket over your head, whatever you got to do. You want to read off the paper, you want to read off your phone, you want to go off your head, as long as it's a good take.
I mean, I probably only did that twice, like physically in the booth, like whether it was with Solomon or wherever. Like since I've been rapping since I was 7 years old, I probably only did that like twice, like a real freestyle verse off the head maybe. But it's all it's okay to be a good writer. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas they been in the studio, they've been in the studio 14 hours patching up. Words and sentences. What I'm gonna say next, nigga? I'm about to take this 45 minutes or 30 minutes and write my shit down.
Right.
In the studio for 14 hours, patch your shit together.
And they paying their engineer, a couple $100 an hour to let me move this over here. Let me adjust this over there.
Let me change that. No.
And everybody that records with me knows how I feel about jumping in on your stuff. Oh no, we ain't gonna go back. We're gonna try it again.
And that's what, and that whole freestyle, that's what led to a lot of them niggas having ghostwriters anyway. Let's just keep the seed going, because we can just, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
Let's keep the seed going, because we planted too many seeds about these lame ass niggas saying that they freestyle, and you see I'm pointing over here because now I'm mad. Now got my arm all the way over there. Back to
He pointing to his past.
Back to the seed. Back to the phenomenal project.
No, the original question was.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about the Chicago rappers we got now?
Yeah.
Pretty much just the entire evolution of Chicago rap. From then to
I'll
now.
tell you, from my point of view, I kind of miss some of the. In the 90s, we had a nice little run of Rhyme Fest, Common. It was a different era, and you got a different type of MC. You don't get. So I'm gonna give props Vic Spencer from Chicago. He brings some of that flavor. There's some other cats that are doing it. Of course, we are killing it. But if we're talking outside of what we do as our group, I don't see it like that. I don't see that movement. And I'm not saying what's going on out there right now is bad. I'm just saying that I would love to see a little more diversity. And I'm also an old man that lives in the suburbs that has a 9-to-5 and a family. So I'm not up on everything. I admit to that. I'm very into my own bubble, and what I try to find. But I'm just not seeing the diversity that I used to see. And I would love to see, because I remember at one time you had Do or Die, Twista, Common, Mr. Lee doing house music. You had all this different stuff.
Yeah, definitely was a lot of genres. I can agree with that. It was definitely genres out there that we don't have now at all.
And that was the beauty of the Midwest. We had a little of the West Coast sound. We had a little of the East Coast sound. We had a little of the South. So you get somebody sounding like the Ghetto Boys. You get somebody sounding like Rakim. You get somebody sounding like NWA, and they all came from the city. You don't just get that anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. We've invented some new lanes. There's cats that came out in the last 20 years that are doing something nobody else has done. Respect to that. I just want to see a little more diverse. That's me.
Yeah, man, that's dope. It's like every 12 years, there seems to be a batch of rappers that come from Chicago, and out of that batch, it might be one that do real well, or maybe two. I don't know. I just know that Chicago got always have had something to say, but it's that same story that it's been for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
That
what it is.
Crab in the barrel type of thing,
But you know what, though? With Chicago, you got to think about it too, man. Back when I'm not going to say we peaked out, you know what I'm saying? It's just, well, at this point now, the drill rap or whatever got Chicago. That's the wave. Like them, the rappers right now, that's making the most noise. Even our R&B fell off. You gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Say that name, but R. Kelly. He had
Avant.
Was the man. See them dudes like Avant. Like okay, we just talking about that the other day too. Like Avant and Donnell Jones and stuff like that. They came like, they fizzled out quick. You know what I'm saying?
They were killer too.
Kelly was the stronghold as far as the R&B, like from Chicago, but he just happened to be involved in what he was involved in. You know what I'm saying? But he had a lot of R&B, even though Carl Thomas wasn't from Chicago. He was the Chicago area, so.
I mean, yeah.
We got he's still doing his thing, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
But it's like, as far as like, we really don't have like no hip hop artists making no real noise. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the rappers kind of come and go, so we just got
And that's why everybody watching this right now needs to go stream our catalogs 1,000 times. Go show love, because you want to see that diversity. You bring that diversity.
You mean 1,000,000 times?
1,000,000 times. Times 3. Let's go.
Yes. Amen to that. We holding that down. For that boom bap, for just hip hop, just in general, we do it all. Everybody's incredible. What I mean? My last question to you guys, for Destination Bars, for Solomon Grunge and KO the Seed. We start with Solomon Grunge. If you could pick 2 words that describe your producer style that don't have nothing to do with hip hop. No word that have something to do with hip hop. Just a positive affirmation word. 2 positive affirmation words that describe your production style, and 2 positive affirmation words that describe your rap style. KO, I want you to go first, Solomon.
So non-hip hop based description
Positive
of mine.
Yeah.
That's positive. Futuristic retro.
Wow.
I feel like it's like coming home, but home is better. It's like remodeling your bedroom you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? It's got that feeling, but it's times 20, and you love it. I think I bring that feeling of what hip hop was and what hip hop is, while also touching on what hip hop will be.
That's perfect, bro. Futuristic retro is. Hey, I work with this man. I work with this legend right here, Solomon Grunge. That's perfect, bro. Like how you. I didn't even. Man, that is just. Yeah. Dope, bro.
Respect. Thank you, fam.
Yeah, that is. It was good. I mean, only thing I can say about mine is probably like an infinite portrait. You know what I'm saying?
Infinite portrait.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Y'all niggas pulling these words out y'all ass, boy.
Man. Because hard act to follow over there, man.
I know that I'm trying to create like real bodies of work. So I'm trying to paint that picture. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about earlier. But I wanted it to be kind of remembered forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure that you know, like I don't want somebody to say my name, like even if I wasn't to get like big on the mainstream, I know you can come to Rose and say my name. I'll take that. I'm okay with that.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be the biggest. I would love to, but
you will. You are.
I'm cool with being right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody came that I know of really stepped out of that Roseland area except for you.
No, ain't nobody talking about Roseland.
You planted that seed to come out of Roseland. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
put it on for your neighborhood.
You put it on for your neighborhood. You put it on your back, and you're the perfect person to do it because you're so well-rounded, man. You know what I'm saying?
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
I love it.
That's funny.
With Solomon's production.
I appreciate that, though.
So yeah, man, thank you guys for digging in y'all brains and answering those wonderful questions with the wonderful answer. And we lead it to our lead host extravagant for the next bout.
Yeah, that was definitely a perfect conclusion to this Destination Bars. We gonna give y'all the links for the Seed album. You can find that on the I know it's on Tidal. I'm pretty sure you got it on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
Tidal, Apple Music,
YouTube. Whole 9 yards.
Yep.
What's y'all handles? What's y'all social media?
Check me out at Solomon Grunge everywhere. So all you do is go to Google, just type in Solomon Grunge, you're gonna see everything. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, everywhere. Come find me, come listen to me, come enjoy music and life with me, man. I've been blessed to work with some of the best musicians in the world. 2 of them are here. One of them is up in the corner that we're gonna work on a video soon. If you want to see that video album that me and S are gonna be working on, throw it in the comments and show some love. Thank you for the support. Thank you again for opening up you guys' life and letting me be part of that, whether it's visually, whether it's musically. sharing the podcast. It's been an awesome run, and we just started. We're gonna keep it running.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, and I'm well, you know, on KO, they got me as on Instagram artist the KO because I didn't want to put KO the artist. And then I'm also on Instagram as you already know who it _ is. The letter U.
Nice.
Facebook's a little. I'm on Spotify. Just type me in, look me up. KO. I'm in there. I done got enough views where my name started popping up now.
Man, he putting in work, y'all. He putting
Right.
in high quality work.
KO and Solomon Grunge, The Seed. Album is out now. Y'all stream it, listen to it. KO and Solomon Grunge, The Seed. Check it in ASAP. Let us know what your favorite songs is in the comments. You know, your favorite KO bars, your favorite Solomon beats. You know, all your thoughts about KO, Solomon Grunge, The Seed album.
Yes, sir.
Y'all definitely check that out. We're gonna have the links down in the description below. Everybody tuning in. It's been another fantastic episode of Destination Bars. I want to thank KO for coming through, Solomon Grunge, and the Mogul for coming through this episode of Destination Bars. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button and put y'all comments below. Until next time, YouTube, I'll take it easy.
Respect.
Destination Bars.
Yeah.
You did.